2023 was a fun year.
The wreckage of Russian vehicles is littering this.
Gaza looks like it was hit by an earthquake.
For gaming at least, it was packed from the beginning to the end with tons and tons of titles. There was good, there was bad, but the undeniable truth is that there were lots of them. However, moi, did not play everything to my disposal for two reasons. Firstly, I understood that deep down in my heart, I don't need to play everything. I don't need to force myself to play shit. If I don't like it, I won't even look at it. Secondly, they are expensive as hell and I'm not at G level yet. Still, I played a lot of games this year. Some were new, most of them were old, and some were shit, and in today's video I will be telling you and awarding all of the games that I played this year to figure out what is the true GOTY of 2023, because my opinion is goated and Geoff Keighley is a little bitch. Just kidding, the Game Awards are pretty cool sometimes, but well, let's jump into the green screen and let's start with the first game that I played this year. And honestly, there couldn't have been a better way to start 2023. Outer Wilds. As I said on my dedicated video to it, I got absolutely hooked from the moment I booted up the game. I love new, different stuff. Games that subvert what is conventional, and Outer Wilds does that in such a unique and well-done way. You are literally thrown into that universe, essentially naked, with only one objective: leave the planet. That's it, do it, that's up to you. And well, when you do that, and you start making your way through that universe, you understand that you aren't really getting new skills, you aren't getting new objectives, ability points, no, you are only acquiring information and knowledge about that universe. You are finding stuff that not only gives you a deeper understanding of the lore and the story, but also stuff that helps you move forward in the game, that literally helps you understand the mechanics of that game, making the pace of Outer Wilds not linked to skill, abilities, or farming, but to knowledge and curiosity alone. Like, if you are not interested in that universe, I mean, you cannot try to find stuff, but you most definitely won't proceed in the game because you just don't know how. You don't have the knowledge to do so. It's hard to explain, okay? You have to play it, trust me. To make this sense of exploration even bigger, all of that shit happens on a foreign solar system with weird planets and weird technology. If you don't find that fun and interesting and explorable, I have honestly lost all of the faith in you, like everyone else around you.
You stupid n-
Outer Wilds gets the best indie game of the year.
Yeah, but this game actually didn't launch it.
I told you in the beginning, it's my video, it's my rules. If I wanted to, I would give chess an award, okay? Well, since we are talking about indies that definitely didn't launch in this year, let's talk about the other two that I played. Blasphemous, one, yes, not the second one, I know, and Inscription. Firstly, Blasphemous. And hey, it's a pretty damn cool game. If you are into Metroidvanias, I would very much recommend it. And also if you like creepy stuff, trust me, the bosses won't disappoint. But the thing is, if you are like me, a man of culture, and your only prior Metroidvania was Hollow Knight, good luck trying not to compare them and then comparing them and understanding that Blasphemous is really not that special if compared to Hollow Knight. I mean, I really did my best on not combining the two, but it's really hard. They are very similar and Hollow Knight literally does everything better. And every time I played Blasphemous, I really wish I was not playing it and I was playing Hollow Knight. And eventually, after some time of forcing myself to play it, like I mentioned in my video of patience and video games, I dropped it on the last boss. Yes, on the last boss. Worst game I dropped this year. And he gets this award because Inscription gets the best dropped game of 2023. Yeah, also dropped Inscription. Well, at first it's cool. The first act is really amazing. It's really dark. I've never played anything like it and I don't like card games, but that shit was on another level. The ambience, the horror, the puzzles, everything was great. But once I reached the second act, I mean, the game lost that vibe and it got basically focused on cards and deck building, which is really something that's not on my interests. I mean, I wanted to play it more because the story was really cool, but card games are really not my thing, bro. Yeah, sadly. Best game I dropped this year award. Into the next one. And another indie. But this time only indie in heart, because they sure had a lot of money to make it. Atomic Hearts. In my review, I originally gave it a 7.5 out of 10 or something like that. I don't really know, I'm kind of autistic. And well, I really liked the game back then. Very weird, very creepy, great ambience, very thick, great stuff. However, as time passed and my hype to see a big booty chunky lady robot, passed, I have to admit, I don't really like Atomic Hearts anymore. It's not that good. The gameplay is really basic, the story is as convoluted and confusing as a story could get. The exploration is horrible. I mean, Jesus, the worst aspect of the game by far. It's like, bleh. Atomic Hearts it's actually a 6 out of 10, falling into a 5 out of 10 or play Spider-Man. I'm sure it's better. Then I played Returnal. I honestly just didn't forget about it because PlayStation Wrap-Up came and told me that I played it in like March, because otherwise that shit would have passed through my brain like a bullet. I mean, look, the story is cool, okay, the combat is fun, I get it, but it gets repetitive really freaking quickly, and since my only prior roguelike was 80s, and as you probably know, 80s is badass as fuck and really fucking good. When comparing it to Returnal, I was really underwhelmed and it didn't leave a mark on me, like, at all. Returnal gets the I almost forgot about it award. Okay, now, let's talk about the 2 multiplayer games that I played this year, because, you know, to be considered a true gamer, you need to play multiplayer shit. Am I right? So the first one was the one and only, the true gaming experience. The terror for mom's credit cards. Fortnite, yeah! OG Fortnite, to be more precise. And well, I don't really have a lot to say about it. It's just that it doesn't matter how many hours I play of it, because those teenage years are never coming back. Existential Crisis Award. And well, then I played, let me breathe in, League of Legends. My head! My head! Sekiro, Shadows Die Twice, the next game on the list. For some reason, this year I got into my head the thought of defeating every boss that I forgot or that I couldn't because it was too hard in every Souls game. And well, Ishinashina and Demon of Hatred were still undefeated, so I jumped right into Sekiro. And bro, I completely fell in love with the game once again. I was so fucking addicted, and I have to give it to the gameplay alone, because this was the time that it really clicked. Like, I already knew how to play from previous playthroughs, but I knew I had a lot to evolve. But for some reason, when I reached Ganishiro in this run, it's like a third eye opened and I could see every movement, like parry, jump, attack. Holy fucking shit, so satisfying. Never in my life had I felt so much control in my and the enemy actions. It was like a dance. This was not a Souls game, this was a rhythm game. Holy shit. Such a great game, and I honestly recommend that if you played this only one time, play it the second time, okay? It's the way to have the true experience. Man, come on, just do it. Trust your Uncle Joey here.
Once I shove my tongue in your ass, you black out.
Sekiro gets the best combat ever award. Hell yeah. Keeping with defeating guys that I still hadn't defeated previously in Souls games, let's go into Dark Souls 3. Just like a normal From Software enjoyer, I had already replayed this game countless times in the past, but I was still trying to get the courage to defeat my deepest enemy. You know, what? The one and only, the bitch ass, dumb ass, dark ass. It was my main objective. Kill me there. I didn't want anything else. I didn't want to have fun. I didn't want to explore. I didn't want to embrace the philosophical aspect of letting things of the past go and embrace change. No, I wanted to kill him. I hated him and he hated me back, and I went there and he whooped my ass continuously, like double fists on the ass, face on the ground, hand to the elbow type of fuck. Sheesh. But I didn't give up. Even with not being able to walk for 3 business days, after some hours I was finally given that sweet feeling of victory. That rush of dopamine that only these games give. Such a great feeling. I feel like a junkie, but that's the truth. It's a great feeling, and I came all over the place. Besides that, there's nothing really to say. I replayed it like many other times. It was fun like always, cool like always. well, finally defeat Medieval Award. Into the next one. And now it's time for a game that I was waiting to play. I mean, I was waiting to have a PlayStation 5 to play. Demon's Souls Remake. FromSoft games are just my thing, bro. And yes, I really liked my experience. If compared to any other game from Miyazaki in the Souls realm, you can clearly see the downsides. I mean, it's the first game, but you know, the bosses, even though cool, each one being unique and you have to defeat them in unique ways, are nothing if compared to a normal Souls fight. The levels, even though very immersive and having a great atmosphere, lack depth, lack exploration, connectivity. But again, it's completely understandable since it's actually the first Souls game. But understand this, like, as a game, as a full-on game, it's really good. You know, it has so much identity, and the remake, which was the only one I played, is so freaking beautiful. Undoubtedly one of the most beautiful games I've played to this date. And if you haven't played any Souls game yet, I would probably recommend you this, because from this game forward, it's always up. Even this guy, he's decent. Demon's Souls Remake gets the It's Nice award. And now next up, we meet once again Wanel Eliano! DLC on the way, and I had to get in the mood, and I decided to play the GOTY of 2022 and one of my favorite games ever. And bro, this run just confirmed and cemented that Elden Ring is one of the best games that I've ever played. Like, you can't even try to prove me otherwise, because you would be ultimately wrong with no room for argument. Yeah, but I can have my own opinion. Listen to me, I know my opinion was already inclined to like it, and I really like Souls games, so I'm kinda biased, but come on man, bosses perfect, open world perfect, story perfect, weapons perfect, everything is perfect, how is that even possible? And if you haven't played Elden Ring yet, please do yourself a favor and play it. It's not too hard, there's tons of accessibility options to make it easier, just boot up the game and have a blast. Got it for the second year straight. Okay, now for the complete opposite, and finally a game from 2023 again. I know. So, which one is it? What is the Hogwarts Legacy? It's Hogwarts Legacy. You know that feeling of nothing? Feeling nothing at all? You know, imagine a cube with nothing in it. Like, no air, particles can't escape from the materials of the cube, just nothing, a big pile of nothing. That's basically what I feel about the Harry Potter game. However, I put this absolutely and solely on me. Never in my life have I cared about the books, the movies, I've never watched a single movie, I don't want to, and probably never will. Still, I bought the game. A great decision? Probably not. But hey, I'm not a complete retard, more or less. I mean, people were saying that the game was good, and I wanted to play something new, and you can toy with sticks, so let's give it a shot. I really should have gone deeper with my review research, because the only ones that were saying that the game was great were Harry Potter fans. The other half of the population, my population, the population that I would trust my child with, was saying just another game, pretty meh, it isn't very good. And after I played it, I understood that it really was a meh, not very good, whatever I said game. No cool combat, no cool loot, no cool story, nothing is cool. The only thing I say that I liked was Hogwarts, because besides that, it is really a mid experience. Go on, you can insult me, I don't fucking care, it's the worst game of the year and I gave it a 6, but it's actually a 4! But like I said in the beginning, this was a cool year for gaming. I mean, even though I didn't play everything, I tried to pick the best games to play. I made some questionable choices along the way, that's for sure, but this one that I'm going to talk about now surely was one of the good picks. Resident Evil 4 Remake. Just like my boy Ranton, yes, we are bros, I really like horror games. More precisely, third-person horror games. It's almost always a very concise and fun experience. So, you take that format, you remake the game that essentially made that format in today's standards, and you are almost sure to please my poopy butthole. And the thing is, Resident Evil 4 Remake then adds up on the third-person horror experience. Like, we were all expecting it to be somewhat scary. We were all expecting it to have a shitty story. I wasn't, I didn't play the original. We were all expecting the goofy characters. We were all expecting the fun gameplay. But something that I at least wasn't expecting at all, and that changed my view on the game, and that made it so much more fun, was the goddamn parry. And look at me, replaying Sekiro again. Bro, what an incredible addition. Like, to the guy that invented this, just have in your mind that I would kiss you, and like, kiss you in the gayest possible form. Parry the hand, parry the tentacle, it's always so fucking fun. And look, the game was already fun on its base, the gameplay, it's cool. It is what it made Resident Evil 4 Resident Evil 4. Like, you can suplex people, but parrying just was the cherry on top, the homie's goodnight kiss. This game actually gets 2 awards. The Best Remake and another game Good Because of Parry award. Then I played the Spider-Man, but not the second one, Miles Morales. I don't really want to talk about it, I don't know. This one gets no award. Spider-Man out of the way, and it's time for me to tell you about a very anticipated game, a very futuristic game full of future problems in a future city. A game that was hyped, like back in the day it was one of the most hyped games. It's Ratchet & Clank Rift Apart. It's okay if you wanna have a dialogue with a child, so Best Pedal Reese Award. Okay, for real. Let's talk about the really most wanted futuristic game. The one and only Cyberpunk 2077, and yes, yet another game that's not from 2023. I know I'm very good at giving GOTY awards, and well, if you saw my review, you already know my likes, my dislikes, my nuts, but since I'm a very nice guy to everyone besides Genshin players, I will give you a quick resume, okay? Get ready. Story, boom, whoa, so cool. Then, boom, gameplay, okay. But then story, boom, no good. Story, very bad. Ending, blah. Characters, atmosphere, woo. Got it? No? Basically, the game is very cool, but it utterly fails, in my opinion, on the RPG system and the story, which are probably the big attractors of the game, to be honest. Let's talk about them. RPG. Look, they pressed the acceleration button and they kept fucking pressing it until they left the fucking galaxy, okay? There's too much stuff going on, too much numbers on my screen, too much of the same weapons but with different stats, too much of the same clothing with higher value than other, and that... It fucking sucks. I heard that they made this whole section better with updates, but still, it was very bad and I played it when it was shit, so shit it is. And I also don't really like RPGs, so my opinion on this topic is kind of irrelevant, but I don't care, I didn't like it. Then, the story, let's talk about the story. It starts phenomenally well. It was very good, I was hooked, 10 out of 10, I said it, 10 out of 10 game, yeah, very cool. But then they fuck it up. Like, they completely missed the point. They were talking about consciousness, what is being alive. Instead of going deeper in her, they should have gone deeper into that side of the story, but no! This way I did not get pleased. Fuck you! But yeah, basically, I got really disappointed, but have this in mind, the game isn't bad. If you like RPGs, for example, the game is amazing, you know, it's very, very good. And then you add up the fact that Cyberpunk probably has an open world and, you know, a vibe and the world building that was never seen in gaming. So yeah, if you like RPGs, I guess you should play it. The game also got a big patch, it has a DLC. So yeah, if you want to play it, give it a shot, you probably will like it. Still, biggest disappointment of the year award. So let's go talk about the last 2 games, but very briefly, the Uncharted games. I decided to play all of them and I even made a video about them, so if you want to know my opinion on the first 3 games, the 4th and the DLC, go check it out if you want to. When I say if you want to, I mean go! Okay. Let's talk about the next game. And the next one is Little Nightmares 2. And another game, another disappointment. And this is a sad one because I really loved the first installment. It was so creepy, it was so different, I was really eager to play the second game. I took my sweet time to play it, that's for sure. But once I did, I really wish I didn't. Come on. Look, the game isn't bad, don't misunderstand me. It's just that the second one is basically a downgrade from the first one. The story, even though cool, it was so much cooler on the first game, it was so much mysterious, the finale was so much better. The enemies, I mean, Little Nightmares 2 has cool enemies, but the ones on the first game were so much cooler. And then the place where the story is at, you know, it's a big ship, and I don't know where they are, and then the thing that frustrates me the more, the combat. Why would you add a fucking combat mechanic that fucking sucks ass? It's not good, it's frustrating as hell. I really almost dropped the game because of how frustrating some parts were. Sometimes you are a millimeter away and it doesn't hit and you die. It's so fucking frustrating. Come on, why would you do that? Almost dropped the award. Let's go to the last game. And now, we've arrived to the moment we've all been waiting for. It's time for me to present you the true GOTY of 2023. So, which one is it? Is it Spider-Man 2, Final Fantasy 16, Baldur's Gate 3? I didn't play any of those, so they might win next year. The true GOTY of 2023 is Alan Wake 2. Yeah, buddy! Look, I don't want to get into details because I will do a full-on review on it, but basically this has to be the best horror game I have ever played. It is literally masterful in everything it does. It tells a story in a never-seen way. It is scary as hell. It has very good jump scares, like well-done jump scares. The gameplay is cool, the graphics are cool, the ambience is cool. I mean, it's a little buggy. Really buggy, but it's still a masterpiece and an experience that you really don't find often. And it got patched, so just give it a shot, play it blindly. You don't even need to play the first game, just buy the game, boot up the game, play the game and have fun, okay? Alan Wake 2 gets the Best Game of the Year award. Very beautiful, and subscribe to see my review. And well, this finishes up every game I played. It was a cool year indeed. I mean, it was cooler for people with the Nintendo Switch, cooler for the guys that didn't buy Hogwarts Legacy and bought Spider-Man, and cooler for those people who like Baldur's Gate 3 types of games. But a cool year indeed. However, 2023 is a joke. It can't even compare to the next year, because next year we will have Elden Ring DLC and the monkey with the big stick. So that's what I'm looking for. And well, this is it. This video will probably launch in 2024, so I hope you receive the big booty goth girl Latina at the Christmas day. I can't hear these fucking birds anymore. Leave a like and whatever, and peace. I'm gonna kill those fucking birds.